the points too, called electroacupuncture. So you can, that's one difference. But acupressure is wonderful, and it's really powerful effects. Acupressure and Tui Na, which is actually more of a massage, but you're still utilizing the same acupressure points in the channels. So,
how many of these points? I know in the chart that you had, there were a lot of dots.
Yeah. There's about 365 regular points, and then there's about 300 more extra points. So yeah, there's a lot of points. And then there's like...
And you have to learn all of... I mean, you have to learn all of them.
Yeah, you learn all of them, and in school you learn about 100 of the extra points, and then you have to keep learning, go on and keep learning. I mean, I study every day. You have to brush up on things every day. And then there's all these different styles that I was talking about. So there's a whole specialty called scalp acupuncture that they use a lot for neurological problems and stroke victims. And that is utilizing hundreds of points just on the scalp. So, and like I was saying, hundreds of points in the ear, or there's lots of different systems. So.
Is there more from the neck up than anywhere else in the body, or it really doesn't matter? They're just...
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Okay. Now, I also noticed that on our table you had these interesting looking globes. Yeah. What is that?
This is a cup. It's used for cupping, and it is just a glass cup, and it is another way traditionally that has been used all over the world to open up blockages and move stagnant blood. So a long time ago, I've seen pictures of African tribes using a horn, hollowed out horn, or a piece of bamboo, and now we have these nice glass cups. So in my practice, most of the time I'll use this on the back or on people's shoulder injuries. But what you do is most of the time you put some oil on, some liniment, and then you take a cotton ball with some alcohol, light it, put it inside the cup to force all of the oxygen and air out of the cup, and then you put it on the area where there's the stagnation, and it pulls the skin up, and so it starts moving the blood much faster through that area. And the neat thing is when you put 2 cups on, it starts pulling the skin, and underneath it starts pulling the fascia. So it's almost like a myofascial release. It is a myofascial release on the area, and that's done normally with your hands, but you can do that with the cups as well, and it's a little easier on your hands, and it's really effective. It can leave a slight mark, discoloration. There's Gwyneth Paltrow, I think, had some on her back during the Grammys or something like that, and everybody's like, oh gosh, what happened to her? But it was just marks from these cups, and they go away in a couple days.
And what does the person feel?
The person will feel a pulling sensation, and sometimes it feels like everything's just, not the muscles are tightening up, but all of the fascia, connective tissue around the muscles is being pulled, and then you'll start feeling it gets kind of warm, and you can feel the blood flow through there, and then it starts releasing, and you can feel the fascia just starting to relax and open up.
Now, you said that you did this with heat, but you said they've even gotten more modern, and there's been a pump or something of that effect.
Yeah, now they have one. I have some here, if you want to see.
Sure, I'd love to, yeah.
Okay. So nowadays they have there are these plastic cups with a one-way valve, and this is a pump. You put it on here, and it sucks the air out. So you can control how much suction you want exactly in the cup. And it's a little easier. You don't have to use this flame and put it on. I use both. These glass cups, there's another style called a running cup. And down the muscles next to the spine, if you put a little oil and liniment and then put this cup on, then you can slide it along the tissue. And it's almost like a reverse massage. It feels very similar to a massage. And it really gets the tissue relaxed. Wow. Yeah. So these cups are really easy to put on, and you can control the pressure a little more. Mm-hmm.
And what are some of the other devices that you have here?
So in the Chinese word, when you hear of acupuncture, they normally combine it with the word from moxibustion, moxa, and it's Zhenju, so acupuncture or acumoxa, acupuncture and moxibustion. And moxa, or moxibustion, this is a moxa stick. This is actually a smokeless, more modern moxa stick. Traditionally, it's made out of the same plant this is, but it's mugwort, and it's very fine and powdered, and then they roll it up into a big cigar, light it, and then use it to heat up specific acupressure points or acupuncture points. So it's similar to acupuncture, but in Chinese medicine you differentiate things from heat and cold. So acupuncture you could use for both heat and cold, but for more cold disorders, things that get aggravated more in the cold weather or have a cold cramping sensation, or even you just feel the fingertips or feel the toes or part of the body and that feels cold, then you use the moxa stick to heat up those colder acupuncture points. And that does the same thing. It just gets the circulation and the qi and blood flowing through. So yeah, this is it's nice therapy. This is a tiger warmer, and it's the same thing. It has a small little moxa stick in here, and then you put this over, you light it, and you put this over, and then you can use, this gets nice and hot, and you can control the heat by pulling it or pushing it in. And you can do the same thing. You can heat up acupuncture points nice and easy that way.
And do you actually touch the skin or just right above it?
You touch the skin. With this, you definitely do not touch the skin. But yeah, with this, you actually touch the skin. And it's great for children. It's really nice because this may be a little more scary for them. And this, the parents can just do on their children to stimulate their immune system. Or if kids have asthma or really bad allergies, then you can stimulate certain immune points. Or on the throat, it's really nice to go right by the eustachian tube and you heat it up and you massage with it as well. So it's kind of like a heat massage tool. Wow. But yeah, this is more used in Japan. And then this last thing, these are ear seeds. So I was talking earlier about ear acupuncture. Well, sometimes you treat a patient and then you don't see them again for a week, so you want the therapy to continue for the entire week. So you can use, all this is it's a little piece of tape with a seed on it. So it really is an ear seed. And you put the seed right on the point you want to stimulate.
And the pressure from the seed?
And then you have the patient massage it a few times a day. So it stimulates that acupressure point 3 times a day, and they can do it every day. So for people who need, like for quitting smoking, I use that a lot, so people can just have something, every day they need to have that stimulation to help out the process. But you could use it for any kind of disharmony in the body.
That is so interesting. So, and you bring herbs into it as well. I mean, you have the exercise, you have the herb. I mean, it's a whole, I guess,
it's a holistic therapy. Yeah, it really is. It really is. So, same thing. Most of the time, you see with acupuncture, you'll see a patient once a week, maybe 2 or 3 times if something's really severe. And then with the addition of herbs, you can continue the therapy on throughout the week. And for a lot more tricky, more chronic illnesses, internal diseases, the herbs are extremely effective at helping out with that, like digestive complaints, internal inflammation, and lots of even more simple things like chronic low back pain. So you can have an internal formula as well.
And you work with, just like in China, they combine the two. You work with